All right then. Hello to everybody here at our Sailogy Digital Boat Show. My name is Peter, and on behalf of the Sailogy Group, I would like to welcome all of you to our beautiful trip tonight. We're going to have around Italy, one of the most thrilling sailing areas in the Med, of course. And before we start our little sailing trip, I would like to inform you about one or 2 points, just from a technical point of view. If you have any questions during our presentation we're going to have tonight, or if you are, you can just feel free to drop them within the chat or use the question and answer function. We are going to collect them and will of course be happy to answer all of them after the presentation. The second point is that if you can anytime also get into personal video call with our charter expert team, of course. So for having a individual counsel on your next sailing trip, if you feel inspired right now, or if you have any questions, just also let us know in the chat. We're going to provide you with everything, like a link where you can join this. Yeah, enough said. No, not yet. Italy is today in focus, and I'm glad to welcome Lauren here. Lauren from Sail Italia. She's going to be our skipper tonight for this beautiful sailing trip, and she's going to take us to some really selected hotspots and sailing areas you should not miss out when going sailing in Italy. Yeah, it's time to hand over for me now to our skipper. So, Lauren, the helm is yours.
Thank you, Peter. Firstly, thank you everyone for joining us tonight, I should say. I'm going to go through just a presentation of what we as a fleet charter have on offer for you all. As Peter said, exclusively in Italy. First of all, I just want to start off by telling you a little bit about Sail Italia. We are one of the biggest fleet charter groups in Italy. This year is our 35th anniversary. So a lot of expertise and a lot of information I hope to give you today. As Peter said, if there's any questions at the end, feel free to do so. We have over 65 boats in our fleet, ranging from 31 feet monohulls up to 50 feet catamarans. These boats are located in our 3 bases. So we have strategically obviously placed these bases in order for you to see the most beautiful areas in Italy. So we have Caniggione in Sardinia, we have Procida in the Gulf of Naples, and we have Porto Rosa in Sicily. So let me start off by speaking about our main base, which is in Procida. This is where I'm also based. So as you can see here, it's an absolutely beautiful island, one of the 3 filigree islands in the Gulf of Naples, along with Ischia and Capri. We have this year been awarded the Italy's Capital of Culture for 2022. So there'll be also many events, art events and culture events happening on the island throughout the year. So first of all, let me just speak about how we get to the base. So the main airport here in Naples is Capodichino. And from Naples, you can go to one of 2 different ports in order to reach Procida. So there's the Molo Beverello, which is for hydrofoils, which are faster ferries, which takes around 35 to 40 minutes to reach the island of Procida. Or we have Calate di Massa, which is for the ferries. And this takes around 1 hour to get to the base. We also offer private transfers. So if it is something that you would like to acquire, you can just ask as well. We're happy to do so. So the base facilities here in Portugal, we are open all year round. Our opening times are from 9 to 1 and then 3 to 7. Saturday we're open the whole day when there's embarkations, and Sunday normally we are closed, but obviously if you arrive a little bit later or you need more assistance on the Sunday, we will be available for that. There's lots of supermarkets, mini markets, fishmongers, butchers, your fruit and veg shops, everything available around here on the marina. So as you can see, we are here, and this main marina strip here is actually full of shops, bars, restaurants. So everything is available to you. So I'm going to go on to just speak a little bit about the itineraries that we suggest. So as you can see, Portugal is strategically placed in and around the Gulf of Naples, which you can easily reach the Amalfi coast. So here, Sorrento, Amalfi, all the way down to Salerno. Or you can also reach the islands of Ventotene, Ponza, Palmarola. So as you can see here, 1 week, we suggest going from Procida to Ischia, Ventotene, Ponza, Palmarola, Capri, and back to Procida. Or if you prefer to go down the coast to the Amalfi, stopping off in Capri, Cetara, Positano, Ischia, as you can see, also is the closest island. So it's always great to either start or finish on this island before coming back to Procida. If you wanted to do a 2-week sailing charter, you can do by even going down to the Aeolian Islands, or you can do both itineraries from the Amalfi or Ventotene. So starting off in Procida, if you arrive early or if you want to maybe take some time to visit the island itself, there's a few things that you can do while you wait on your boat, or when you come back on the Friday if you want to explore a little bit more. So on the island of Procida, we have the historic centre, which also boasts an old prison called Palazzo Diavolos. Here you can get a tour around the old prison, which obviously historically is amazing. Another thing you could do is take a submarine tour, so underwater around the island, or even just rent a bike or a scooter and explore the island for yourselves. I'm sure that everyone knows in Capri of the famous Blue Grotto, but they also have amazing botanical gardens as well to visit. Ischia is more known for their thermal spas. So they have the volcanic thermal water that comes from Vesuvio, goes under the water, goes under Procida and comes back out at Ischia. So they have many different natural thermal parks, but also natural thermal waters where you can anchor, especially in the Bay of Sorgetto, which is amazing to have a swim there and just feel the different hot and cold waters from the thermal water there. Also, something that we would recommend would be to go to Mount Epomeo. which is on the top of Ischia Island. They have a local restaurant there, and it sells the famous rabbit dish that Ischia is well known for and has absolutely spectacular views. In Ventotene, there is the Roman Archaeological Museum of the Sea. Amalfi, as everyone knows, is the Duomo, but they also have the Museum of Handmade Paper, one of the first to make the handmade paper in Europe. And from Sorrento, you can go and visit Pompeii. It's the best place to stop off if you want to go and do an excursion in Pompeii. It's something that we can also arrange for you without any problems. All you need to do is just ask us when you arrive. So here I have put up some ports, anchorage, mooring, buoys. Obviously, this will be some information that we can give to you when you make your booking, so that you can then go on to pre-book all your ports, if that is something that you want to do. I would suggest that if you're planning on sailing in the higher season, which is July and August, that you pre-book the moorings, because it can get very busy. But as you can see here, there are a lot of different options for you. So here from Procida, the dominant winds in this area are southeast, Scirocco, which are warm winds, but that's the main wind that you will get in this area. So moving on, I'm going to speak a little bit more about our base in Cannigione. Cannigione is in Sardinia. It's in the north of Sardinia, strategically placed right in front of La Maddalena on the Costa Esmeralda. It's not far from the La Maddalena Islands, as said. It's around 2 hours sailing time, so it's easy to get to. So how do you get to the base of Cannigione? So the best or the nearest airport to get to is Olbia Airport. It takes around 1 hour, and you can easily get a taxi from the airport, or as said previously, we do arrange transfers as well. So our base in Cannigione is closed in the winter months. It opens this year on the 26th of March, just before Easter. And they have in the town of Cannigione, there are a lot of supermarkets, small mini markets, restaurants, bars. I should mention also that if you do want to provision your boat before you arrive, you can do so. We have a list of provisioning that you can order beforehand, which will then be put onto your boat as so when you arrive, it's already on the boat. That's for all 3 of our bases. So for Procida, Cannigione and Porto Rosa, there is the possibility to pre-order your cambusa, your provisioning, especially if you want to order some heavier things. It might be ideal to book that first, so that you only need a few things to get when you arrive. We do also have parking nearby our office. The private parking costs €30 per week. It would be better if you pre-book the parking, just by letting your agent know that that's what you would like, and we can pre-book that for you. So our offices Friday and Saturday are normally open from 9 till 8 in Canigione. However, obviously we will stay a little bit later if needed, if you're arriving later. And of Monday on the Sunday morning, 9 till 12, we will be open to give you assistance. So our suggested itineraries from Canigione would be to go to La Maddalena. So all the islands, as you can see here, we have Canigione here. La Maddalena is right in front of our base. So, right in front of the base. So it is very easy to reach. Or you can go further up north to Santa Maria, Santa Teresa, Angular, or you can come down more south to Porto Cervo, Porto Rotondo, or even Olbia, which is down here. So as you can see on the slide here, we have quite a few different suggested itineraries for you, whether it be 1 week or a 2-week charter that you're looking to go for. So some of the different places that you can visit, or our must-sees, if you like. For me, definitely is the Agriturismo La Cote, which is very near to the base. You can get a taxi there. It takes 5 minutes by car. And which is a sampling restaurant, obviously, including this famous suckling pig that you can find almost anywhere in Sardinia, but it's definitely a must go to this Agriturismo. I'm sure that everyone's heard of Budelli, the Spiaggia Rosa, the pink beach. Absolutely amazing to go and see. However, nowadays you can't actually get onto the beach. They've closed it off because in the past many people were taking the sand with them. So if everyone was to go on the beach and take some sand, then there would be no sand left. So, or no beach left even. So yeah, unfortunately you can't get onto the beach, but it is absolutely extraordinary to see. Here, obviously, you can go to Corsica, Bonifacio, which is very easy to reach as well. Just in 1 day, you can already reach Corsica. If it's something that you are planning to do, please let us know beforehand, because we will need to give you a courtesy flag to get to Corsica, a French flag. But that's nothing that can be done when you arrive to the base. This here, as you can see, is the lighthouse at Santa Teresa Galluria, which is amazing. Also the views, when you get there, you can go inside as well, the a little building next to the lighthouse, but it's very, it's a nature reserve. As you can see here, it's just full of greenery and rocks, and that's that's exactly what the whole area is like. But it is definitely something to go and see, and you can see right across to Corsica from here as well. So there are many marinas in the area, some that have full services, some that have just water and electricity, no fuel. But as previously said with Procida, this is information that can be given to you before you arrive, so that you can pre-book your mooring areas if you would like to. If you're going to pre-book the mooring spaces, I would say typically it's better to pre-book 1 month at least in advance, especially for higher seasons. But I would say even from June to up until September time, that it would be better to pre-book any marinas in this area, because it can get quite busy. Here's some other information for you on the ports and anchorage and marinas. And the dominant winds in this area from May to August is maestrale. So you can get quite a lot of wind in Cannigione, in the area of Cannigione. It's quite known for being almost always windy, which is great if you're a keen sailor. But it's just, if you're booking this area, to be aware that it can get quite windy with strong gusts of wind sometimes. So I'm going to go on to speak about our last base, which is the base of Porto Rosa. So Porto Rosa, as I said previously, it is in Sicily. And we chose this base because it's very close to the Aeolian Islands. As you can see here, it is a touristic village. Our boats are in this area here. Oh, sorry. Clicked on that by mistake. So our boats are in this area here. Okay, so our base is our office, and then we have the boats right in front of the base when you arrive. So you can see straight away where the bases are. This is our base here. This is just our grass area, and right in front we have the boats. So there's different ways in which you can get to the base in Porto Rosa. The closest is Catania Airport, which is around a 2-hour drive. You can also go from Reggio Calabria Airport or from Palermo. Palermo is a little bit further out, which is around 3 hours drive. There is parking also at the base, so you can also rent a car if you wish, or as said previously, we can arrange a transfer for you. Otherwise, you can get a taxi from the airports, or you can get the bus and then a train and then a taxi. So it really depends on yourself, but I would say the closest airport to book if you're thinking about booking is Catania, which is the easiest to get to the base from. So the base facilities here, we are open all year round in Porto Rosa. The base is closed from Monday to Thursday, unless obviously you want to join us during the week. But on Friday and Saturday, we're open from 9 until 7 or until the last person arrives. And again, on Sunday morning, we are open. We have toilets and showers within our offices, and there are also toilets and shower facilities in the main marina office as well, which is just a short walk along from where we are situated. There are some supermarkets. There's one little mini market, which is got everything that you can even imagine inside, and a little bit of a larger supermarket just a 5-minute drive away from the touristic village. However, I would say that it's probably best to do your pre-provisioning for this base. So to book your provisioning and your cambusa before you arrive, given that there's not that many shops in and around the village itself. There are quite a few restaurants and a couple of bars as well. But as I said, it's probably best to do your shopping and your provisioning beforehand, before you arrive. So our suggested itineraries from the Porto Rosa base. Obviously, first and foremost, it would be the Aeolian Islands. So going to Vulcano, Filicudi, Alicudi, Salina, Stromboli, Panarea, and Lipari. You can choose to do all the islands in 1 week. If it's a little bit too much, you can just do a few of the islands. It's really up to yourself. It's just this is what we suggest. We're just giving you suggestions, but obviously depends also on the weather for that week as well, and where you do primarily want to visit. We have a 2-week suggested itinerary as well, doing a little bit of Sicily itself, or you can, if you want to do 3 weeks, you can do a whole tour of Sicily. If you prefer not to go to the Aeolian Islands, you can also stay closer to the land. It's completely up to yourself, but as I said, this is just a suggestion, and I think a lot of people do tend to come into our base in Porto Rosa to reach the Aeolian Islands. So some of our must-sees is, first of all, Stromboli. Given that it's an active volcano, it's something that you must see. This picture is actually taken from just anchored near to the island, where we watched the lava come down off the volcano at night at the sunset. So it's really something spectacular to visit and to see. You can also do a tour to go up, not fully up, but up near to the crater, which lasts about 4 or 5 hours. It's something that you can do. We can give you the information in order for you to book that as well. When you arrive, or even before you arrive, if that's something you want to book in advance. Another place to visit is the Ecological Museum in Lipari, which has one of the biggest, finest collections in Europe. So something that you have to see. In Panarea, there's a natural reserve. So in one of the bays, there's a beach. You can go onto the beach and walk up to this ancient village, where you can see the whole of Panarea and the surrounding areas. You can look onto the other islands as well from there, and it has another beach at the other side which you can walk down to as well. But it's something that you should definitely see. It's like an ancient village, but now is a natural reserve. In Salina, it would be a great idea for you to rent a scooter. It's quite a big island, so it would be something that I would suggest for you to rent a scooter and drive around the island. Maybe even go and visit the famous beach, which is filmed in the film Il Postino, The Postman. And lastly, in Vulcano, definitely to take a tour up to the crater. It's something that there's many ways in which you can do it. If you want to go hiking, or you can do by quad as well. There's a lot of tours that you can do in Vulcano, and it's something that I would definitely say is a must. So there's not many ports in the Aeolian Islands. A lot of them are anchorages, a lot are buoys. So I suggest for this area, it would be, you would have to see what the wind is for that week to then suss out what island you're going to go to. For instance, Stromboli, it just has anchorage or a buoy, but really depends on the weather for that day if you're safe enough to stay in that area. So this is all the information, as I said previously, that can be given to you beforehand, so that you can try and work out what's the best route to take. And of course, as there are not many ports, it is fundamental that you do pre-book them if that's something that you want to do. So again, quite similar to Sardinia, the dominant winds here from May to August are Maestrale. So you can get quite a lot of wind here as well. It just really depends. So let's speak a little bit on the mooring fees. It's a question that comes up quite often. So mooring fees are very dependent on the season, where you choose to moor the boat, and also the size of the boat. So it can vary quite a lot, especially from May to August, August being the highest season. So it's going to be a little bit more expensive in August to go into a port, to go into a marina. But the approximate is between 7 and 15 euros per metre, depending on the size of the boat, the length of the boat. Marinas are more expensive than mooring buoys, and can be between 100 and 250, sometimes a little bit more, really depends exactly where. For instance, Capri, they ask for a ridiculous amount of money, to the point that we don't suggest to go into the marina of Capri, Marina Grande, that is. So, because sometimes they ask like 1,200 euros. It's just, it goes a bit crazy, but more or less, this is the pricing for mooring fees. So last but not least, just wanted to touch on the local rules and regulations for our bases. From Porto Rosa, there are no real restrictions regarding permits and whatnot. From Procida, there is, in the surrounding areas of Procida and Ischia, there is a permit that you need to require if you want to anchor or in certain areas, which is called the Regno di Nettuno, but it's a small fee. It costs just £10, 10 euros, sorry, per week per boat, and you can purchase that as soon as you arrive to the base. From our Canigione base, obviously La Maddalena, everyone knows that there is a fee for this to moor in and around the area. You can get this from the website directly before you arrive at the website here, www.lamaddalenapark.net. So that concludes my presentation for today. Thank you all for your time. I hope that has been helpful, and as Peter said, if you've got any questions, please write it in the chat or the question and answer box.
All right. Thank you so much, Lauren, for taking us on this. Yeah, let's say it's quite a ride with volcanoes, with national parks, with really beautiful bays, and yeah, but seen so much beauty. My first question would be, do you prefer any of them over the other? Do you have a favorite?
Well, given that I live in Procida and have done for the past 6 years, I might be biased if I say Procida. But I think that they're all just very different. They're very different bases. It really depends on what you're looking for, where you want to go. As I said before, obviously, they all have different beauties, I think, to see. So I couldn't possibly choose a favorite, could I?
For La Maddalena, for example, sometimes people say that the whole area may be a bit not posh, but quite as on some sometimes a bit a quite luxury approach or jet set approach. Do you think that that suits for the whole area?
I would not say that. Having been to Costa Esmeralda myself, I don't think that is like for the elite. I think that there's maybe some ports in some places that might be known, like Porto is known for the elite, for the bigger yachts to be moored there, but I don't think that it is just for elite people or jet setters to go to Cannigione. There's something there for everyone.
Yeah, that's also my impression, because I have to admit that the north of Sardinia is one of my favorite sailing areas here in Italy. So, all right. But this was also my impression. I think it's really, really something for everyone. You can even get down there and watch the watch this yacht life, the VIP yacht life, let's say it like this, or just be part of a stunning nature in the La Maddalena Archipelago. Yeah, of course, for sure. So my question to our audience, anything we could help you with, any answer, any missing information? Of course, I want to remind you that this special digital boat show, of course, also comes along with a special boat show discount, of course, from our Sailogy side. So if you want to get in contact with our yacht charter experts, just let us know in the chat, or just contact us after this whole session tonight, and yeah, and let us know what your holiday plans are, and I'm sure we are going to find a beautiful sailing trip solution. Well, all right, as I can see, there is, I think we had a lot of information also on stuff like mooring fees and everything a charter sailor needs. Then I would say at this point, first of all, thank you, Lauren. Thank you all who were there for your time. Remember, you can contact us as you want, and if you enjoyed tonight's session, then we would like to invite you to be part of our next round, where we are not going to sail Italy, but on Saturday we will take you to Croatia and to Greece, because the Mediterranean, of course, has a lot to offer for everyone. So thank you for your time, and I hope to see you with our next session. Have a nice evening, and thanks for joining.
Thanks. Bye.